Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to our Monday night connection. Thank you for joining us. And also here, our friend Saul hosting us and being together. Obviously, before, as I said before last week, we start to talk about Passover and the opportunity, the spiritual opportunity that comes to us this coming Wednesday night. And for that, first of all, we spoke about different aspect of Passover, but again, why is not connected to just Jewish people? Because we spoke about the idea that Passover is not belong to any people, right? It's a universal, right? It's a cosmic opening. Passover was not started when the Israelite left, not when Passover. The energy of Passover, the window in time to get rid of all chaos, to get rid of all ego, to get rid of all attachments, was established in the creation of the world, right? So Passover was awakened again by the help of Moses, that he knew, had the connection to know how to use that power of this day to really bring down that consciousness to this world. What is Passover? Many people say the Passover. Why? The God passed over the houses where were marked, where there was a mark of blood. Now, again, these are all things, and again, each one of those things that I just said, there's a tremendous amount of secrets for us as human beings to learn. Even just the idea of the blood they put on the door, right? What is the dam is blood, right? But if you take the word dam, blood, you take the letter aleph, you add, you get Adam, which is human, right? So what is missing? One, aleph is the first letter that were in the falling of all the nation. They were falling, they were missing the human aspect. What Moses taught them is how to bring back humanity, consciousness, human consciousness. That was happening. And once humanity is connected to human, as I said before, remember, we're not yet human. Most of us and a lot of us are in between what we call the animal, right? The human, that's what's happening in Passover. Why? Because Pesach is Passover. Literally, people think Passover is Passover, skip over those houses marked with blood. But when you say the word in Hebrew, Pesach, it means something else, right? Not just that, it means as well that Peh is the mouth, Sach, speak, right? We human beings meant to be the people who speak, right? We are the only species around this world who can communicate with words. Again, there's a reason for that. There's an elevation that we need to make, so we will be able to use our mouth. Most of us, our words are empty. All our words are words. See how people talk. Talk to people. You see, most of the time, what they speak, their mouth is in exile. This is bad. This is wrong. Empty talk. We're not even yet connecting to the words, the power of the words. That's why when I said before, when you read in that night of Passover, what happening? We're reading what we call from the Haggadah. Haggadah is, many people think it's a tale or it's a story. Yeah, it is. But the word Haggadah is from the word lehagid, to be able to speak up. Most of us lost the power to speak. Most of us don't have the power to control this physical reality by words. That is the big picture of being human. And that is what we were talking about, Passover, what skip over. Whoever is not human, is completely in chaos, right? But we want to be the people who are completely achieving that level. Again, well, if it's 5 people, 20 people, we're going to do Passover all over the Kabbalah centers, thousands and thousands of people together with the same consciousness. So I'm really excited because many people think it's a holiday for family. Absolute wrong. No, not that it's wrong to be with family. Be with family the whole year, every day. Why in that night? That's the work of the, of other forces who tell people that they need to be with the family. Family need to be with you if you're doing spiritual connection. If your connection is a high level of consciousness, yeah. Remember, is a time to be focused on this. This is like a surgical. It's a spiritual surgery happening there in that night. What do we gain? We gain a new vessel, a new abilities. Everything is being renewed. Your eyes, your ears, all your senses is being sharpened in that night, if you allow it. That's why a lot of people don't even know what is happening in that night. They think we're eating cracker, we're drinking wine, we're asking questions and all of that. Each one of those steps, there are 15 steps in that night. And most people don't even know that Passover is being activated only after 1 a.m. Nobody knows. You don't study Kabbalah. It's all part of like a tradition or religion. And that's why I left it, right? I grew up doing Passover. I hate it. I mean, who likes it to come 20, 30 people? Yeah, it's nice to see everybody. They find a reason to come. That's great. But nobody does anything. It's just like talking, not regular. It's just eating. Just eating, and here and there. There's an old grandpa who read the book. But most of the people don't do it. And if they do it, only after they eat the food and then forget about Passover, right? So obviously, once I learn from a Kabbalistic point of view the opportunity and what can we do for the world with this time, it changes completely the connection. Once you learn each step, you learn the light that exists behind it. So I'm going to share a few things that are happening throughout that. But obviously, most important thing is what we want to achieve in Passover. We spoke about last week again. I don't want to remember because sometimes people don't even listen for last week. The idea of what is Passover dealing with is with the quality of your life. There is what we call the Rosh Hashanah. Have you heard about Rosh Hashanah before? Many people think it's the head of the year. Rosh Hashanah deal with the quantity of the year, meaning how many days you're going to be alive. But of course, without the energy of Passover, right? You cannot have quality of connection, quality of friendship, quality of relationship, quality of wisdom, right? So everything needs to achieving that idea of quality in everything you do. Your eyes, your senses should be sharpened. Your vessel, your desire to be cemented in desiring bigger and bigger revelation. Not settling for less, not thinking small. Get rid of the limited belief system. That's all been done before. That's why we know we're always cleaning before Passover. We're not cleaning the house. We're cleaning our vessel from unnecessary wasting time, unnecessary ego, unnecessary behaviors that we don't want to keep in our life. So that is part of the big picture. Another word, Pesach, correspond to what we call lifsoach, to skip over, right? That I said before. So from Elijah the prophet, I don't know if you heard about Elijah the prophet. In one of the writings, he says, "Ad matai tamshichu lifsoach al shnei seifim," right? Elijah the prophet saw, and again, we know in Passover, Elijah the prophet is the main character of that, because with the help of his revelation, he organized that Haggadah, that story, how it's organized by Elijah the prophet. Therefore, he is like the energy. What is? It's not him, but it's an energy force, right? So the one word he asked is ad matai, how long? Pesach is also skip, right? And the word seifim is also the correspond to the word machshavot, which is thoughts, right? So what is he asking, and what we all want to actually establish also in Passover, is the idea that many people are jumping between right to left, yes and no. I want, I don't want to, right? Many of us, I do this, no, I'm going to do that. All the time. Good thoughts, negative thoughts. I'm a little bit good, I'm a little bit bad, right? I'm pretty fair, I'm not all righteous, but I'm not, I'm not that bad, right? Many of us have the way we see ourselves or conduct ourselves in life. And it says, this is what we want to deal with in here. Many of us think that I go a crooked way, and now I want to go the straight way, right? I want to, enough with the deceiving people. Now I want to be honest, right? Many people think that they can move from one side to another. I'm a little bit bad, I'm a little bit good. That's what makes you mediocre. That's what makes you so small. That what makes you think you balance. That's not balance. Having a little bit negative thought and a little bit positive thought, that's not balance. That's complete freezing. You're not moving. We're not growing. If you think you can be in two places, right? I love it, but I hate it. I'm this, I'm that, all the time. I say it, but I don't mean it, right? Or I mean it, but I never really did something about it, right? These two sides. This is what you're solving in Pesach. This is what you want to make decision of what? Decide to be good and just follow that path. Yeah, but Benjamin, it's not that easy. It's that easy when you use the energy of that cosmic opening. We've been given the gift to make decisions like that. Any other time of the year, you're facing many, many struggles. Right? How many of us want to be because this, what Pesach is like, big picture Pesach also help us, be a person of your word. Right? Many of us have no power of the word. Why? Because how many times you said to yourself, I'm going to go work out tomorrow. And you wake up, you don't do that. What happened to those words? Yeah, I'm going to come next week. Never showed up. I'm going to do this. Never did. Oh, I'm committed to do something. You do it 2, 3, 5 times and then disappear. Right? What happened? You don't have power in the words anymore. Therefore, everything that comes out of you will feel like a lie or deceiving. That's what we want to gain back, the power of our mouth, the power of our word. And again, this is where you can decide. You can decide for Pesach. This is the cosmic opportunity for you to make a shift completely to one thing. No, I'm not going to be, swinging between this and that. I'm not sure. I'm sure. No. Only in certainty, only with conviction, only with a direction, focusing my energy. What am I doing now? Being so concentrated in every moment that you invested. That will completely shift your energy. Again, this is what, we want to decide in Passover. One trajectory, growing. It doesn't mean I have to be righteous right now, but I'm decided to be on that path. And this is where I'm leading my life. Another thing people can start making decisions about is, are we, do we see the truth about ourselves, about this world, about your life, about what you're doing, right? Are you aware of the truth? So in that night also we want to ask, because a new light, because remember, Aries, it started a new cycle, right? But in Passover, you receiving a new vessel. And a vessel, what does it mean, new vessel? An absolute renewed. That it's not new vessel, but it's a vessel without prisons, right? Without prisons, without cable who tie you up for the past, without worries from the past or from the future. Clean freedom from chaos and bondage. So these are few decisions that the event can help us. What is happening in that night? What is happening more in that night? We have specific items that we're going to use. We're going to use the power of the words. We're going to read or scan with our eyes. Has to be a combination of all your senses, right? So you're going to scan or read the story. And the Baal Shem Tov, one of the great Kabbalists, says that whoever read and say that story in that night, not any other night, right, is actually, by telling that story, you actually remove yourself from prison. By telling the story of going out of Egypt, because it's nothing to do with Egypt in Africa. It's your own Egypt. It's your own prison you put yourself into, right? What is Egypt? Egypt is the Meitzal, from the word Meitzal. A narrow, small place. We're living like small people. We're thinking too small, right? Most of us, we go into a room. Oh, first of all, we're going to look for what's in it for me. Where can I get? Where is my seat? Where is my where's the bathroom? What's to eat? Where is how close I am to the food? Well, most people going to any room. You go to the office, oh, my chair, my this, everybody welcoming. That's how people think. You're going to an event or anything. Where is the escape way? What? Most of us not going to a room, pay attention to what's going on. Who need a seat? Maybe somebody need a book. Maybe somebody need, think like that. First of all, on others. This ability that we have, it's inside. It's that powerful ability, but we're not using it. Why? Because you're looking for what you want. You talk to people, right? You just want to hear what you want to hear. Anything that comes and it's not like what you wanted to hear, it messes you up, right? And remind you your childhood or whatever it is, right? Nonsense. We're not listening, right? And again, this is what Pesach can deal with. So what is happening there? We have, as I said before, the senses. You have the plate. The plate represent, why it's that particular plate with all things? It represents Mother Nature, right? Represent Mother Nature. What is Mother Nature? Think about just so simple, right? People connect Mother Nature and idolize all of that. It's very simple. Mother Nature is teaching us who we are. What does it mean? Very simple. I spoke about it so many times. When you take a seed of an apple and you put it in Mother Nature, what Mother Nature does, what the soil does, make it grow. How much? As much as you want. How many trees? As much as you plant, I'm going to give you. How many? Countless. Endless. And is Mother Nature asking you from something? No. Right? I want each one of us coming to Pesach to transform my vessel to like that. That anyone who comes across and with you, just grow. They come, they touch you, they grow exponentially. Without, oh yeah, but what about me? Remember, I gave you the idea, remember the deal, Be that person who keep expediting everyone. That's the power we have. Most of us know only what's in it for me. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I'm going to have. You want me to work for free? No, it's not about that. But most of us don't even open ourselves. Because it's not just about your business or what you do for work. Spend many ways. You know, the problem is we're looking to receive something in return from that. And that's what stops the energy of Mother Nature. That's the play. Again, you have few ideas, right? So another thing it's important to remember. We have 4 different cups of wine, right? And we have 3 specific matzah. Now, let's talk about the matzah, right? Because matzah made from wheat and a little bit water, right? Wheat and water. How is that possible to eat during Passover, right? And you cannot eat, you cannot. We preventing from us or from any bread, right? Or bread is like what we call something who rises, right? Bread or anything that made out of wheat like that. We want to, prevent it from coming closer to us. Why? For 7 days, right? What is bread? We spoke about it, the idea that bread have the consciousness of rises, right? It represents our ego. Each one of us, you give you a little bit recognition, your ego, whoa. Or if somebody doesn't give you something, your ego is like become combative and negative or whatever it is, right? Somebody told you something you didn't like, I'm done, I'm gone, no, right away. It's just so reactive. That's the bread. That's the idea of the bread who rises. Take matzah. Matzah comes from the word tzimtzum, which is shrinking, right? Or withdraw any attachment to anything rises. Therefore, matzah, it can be wheat, right? But it has to be in a specific time. More than that time, it's called 18 minutes. That's how we prepare it. So more than 18 minutes, the matzah starts to rise, right? The water starts influencing. That's why it has to be in the oven before. It's the detail is not important right now, but each detail is a beautiful connection. So what do we want to connect here? Therefore, we cleaning from us, from our house, anything that is attached to rises, to ego, to attachments. Or we're putting in closets, we're closing it, we seal it, for those days. It's not my possession. Because you don't want to be involved in those 7 days with anything who expanded. Now, let me explain to you what it means. Chametz is what we call for the bread in your possession. It's already in that time of Passover called chametz. But it's important aspect over here happening. Again, this is something you're not really seeing anywhere, okay? It's the wheat and the water doesn't expand like that until you put what? Yeast. Yeast or a little bit, and sugar, a little sugar, wow, right? So the yeast is the problem. Why? What is yeast? Yeast makes everything expanded right away, rise as much as you put it. That's what we need to be aware of. That's what we need to be running away from, the yeast. What is the yeast in life? In life, how the yeast is affecting us? Unnecessary drama. Any external loves. What do you mean external love? Right? It's I love possessions, right? That's the yeast. That's what makes you, external forces, right? That's the yeast. What do you mean when I give my energy away? This is the thing that we need to think about is when we, as I said before, the drama queen or king, you want to call it, the overly exaggerating thing, that when you're exaggerating too much, that's the yeast. It takes what you have, right, and make it rises. Another thing that the yeast that I wrote, external fears. External fear. What do you mean external fear? The fear is absolute. Again, any fear that you have is not real. Absolutely not. It's not even conceptually naughty. And you can check it out. Don't believe me, right? Don't believe anything I'm saying. Check the last 20 years, the fears that you have. Did it manifest? Did something happen with that? No, but you were afraid for no reason. There's only one fear that is real in this world, is the fear of being disconnected from the Creator inside of you, your human aspect. That's the only fear. And people don't have that fear. They behave like animal, and who cares? There is God, no God, there is Creator, there is energy. For me, it doesn't make any difference how you want to call that energy. But energy of creation, energy of the light, the power that exists around us, that's the power of creation, that's the power of the Creator. Call it God, call it whatever you want. Nobody have a claim on that, right? But you have to use that power. And that is, you need to be afraid not to be disconnected from that power. That's the only thing. Any other fear, you waste your time. You really waste of time and energy. So this is the East. It makes you busy, right? With unreal fears. That's external. It's not you're afraid of this or the market or the money or no. Please remember, this is what you're solving in Passover. So again, the chametz, the bread is not a problem any other time of the year. Matzah is, as I said before, is the idea of unleavened bread. Now let's speak about that for a second. Matzah is from the word, right? Metzia, matzah. I found the same word of matzah is I found, right? Founding. So I share that, but it's important to keep that in mind all the time. When you walk in the street and you find, let's say you found $100, whether if you are rich or poor or whatever, anyone who find $100, happened to you before to find $100 on the floor, on the street. Most people know, but when you found, what happened to us? We're like, wow. Doesn't matter who you are, by the way. It doesn't matter. Like you find something, imagine you find a gold ring, right? Or something shiny. Or even when you find something that you lost, right? Even that. What is the energy of founding? Wow. Exciting, surprise, right? And nobody likes to be surprised, but they like when they have a surprise party for them, right? Don't surprise me, I don't hate it. But if they do a surprise party, that would be nice, Wow, it's so nice, a surprise, all of that. Why? Because the idea of Matzah is connecting you to that energy of renewal, right? Every day being in founding consciousness, right? Imagine everything is so inspiring. Everything is like because most of us living life already robotic. Same thing. We come with the same food. We go into a restaurant, the same restaurant. We like the food. We eat the same thing, But how many of us can get excited about the people that you wake up in the morning to, right? The same. Wow! Imagine you found the love of your life. Yeah, but he or she or they were there yesterday, right? What's the new? Because you are old. That's why you wake up in the same person. You say, oh, okay, it's the same thing. Well, you go to work, right? Yeah, I went there yesterday. The same thing. No, being in founding energy. Always being in excitement, always being in a curiosity. That's what we're missing. That's why chametz, the word chametz is the bread that we're keeping in our possession, makes us lehachmitz. Lehachmitz is missing out. Every time, how many times you miss out on a deal, or you miss out on an amazing restaurant, or miss out on an amazing event, or missing out on amazing revelation, or an amazing class. Oh, wow, you missed that. You missed the evening, right? we're doing, sometime in downtown, we're doing every couple of few weeks, we're doing Shabbat dinners downtown, right? And all of us that coming there, amazing, it's great, it's so great, right? And if you tell your friends, oh, you missed that, how do they feel, right? Every time you miss it, you call it a FOMO, right? FOMO. Always people living life like that because of the chametz. If you know that for 1 week, stay away from them, you gain clarity for the entire year. Pesach doesn't work just in that day. It's something that works every single day of this year. Next, wine. Why do we drink the wine? Again, so many reasons. But one is to connect to love. Love. Most of us have wrong loves. How many of you dated or fell in love with the wrong people? How many of us loved the wrong things that are not good for us? How many of us, thinking that we love ourselves, but no, only if people love me, I'm loving myself. The true love you want to connect, it's the energy of Pesach. What is a true love? Love, first of all, is to love yourself. We heard that everybody's blah, 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 talking about it. Love yourself. That's great. In this night, love yourself, have exponentially power. That's the difference. Any other day of the year that you're working so hard to love yourself and not beat yourself and all of that, it's great. But it doesn't even make a dent like this opportunity. You have to understand, it's a free energy. You just need to do a few steps and prevent yourself from few things and be in that consciousness. Again, please understand, for those of you it's first time, don't feel bad if, I'm not ready. Wow, what I'm going to... Every time you have an opportunity, you can grow every year, go closer. And if you need, you can always call us or let us know. We would love to assist and help. The wine, the drinking of the wine, represent what we call the love. To awaken, awaken true love. First, as I said, to yourself. To love every piece of you, right? Even if many of us, I love this side of my body, not this side. You know that people do that, right? People love a specific thing about themselves, not a whole, right? I want each one of us to, after Passover, to fall in love in yourself. Like you wake up in the morning, you're going to go to the mirror, and you say, why did you go to sleep? I miss you. I love you. Where did you go? The whole night I was without you, right? I want you even to make it for yourself in a way of this is how the Creator created you. Nothing is wrong with you. Nothing is damaged with you. The only damage is that you damage yourself. Start to love every piece of you first. That's what Passover deal with. And then people will start falling in love with you. Like attracts like, right? So I want each one of them, again, this is even just that. I want to see everybody is so in love with themselves. Again, be very aware what I'm saying. Because people take what I said and they use it to their own benefit. I understand that's okay. But to their own way, in their own way, which is fine. I don't want to control anybody. But remember, is not to be so consumed with yourself. I'm so in love with myself that I cannot keep it for me. I have to share it. I have to share me. I have to go everywhere and share everything I have. Everything that the Creator gave me. That's how much. Many people are so consumed with themselves and loving them. What do you love? When you're so selfish? No. That's not what we're sharing here. And again, eradicate external loves and connect it to absolute inner love. Not love, not external. Everybody like, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. And when you listen to me, when you don't listen to me, I don't love you, love you, love you, right? It's all external. Love is not something you're speaking about. Love is something you show. Love is an energy force. It's not just a negotiation, right? It's absolute inner secrets of you. That's your love. Another thing about that, again, this is what is being transferred in Passover. You eradicate external unnecessary loves and take all the love that you have, focusing on internal and your sender. You need to connect to your sender. Who sent you to this world? Who sent you? Start connecting with love. It's him, it's her, it's they. I don't care. You want to call it God, you want to call it creation, you want to call it energy, you want to call it universe. Call it whatever you want. Doesn't matter the name. As long as you start loving or falling in love in your creator. Think about it for a second. Imagine you build a company, right? Build a company. The years you're working to build that company. Can you treat that company very badly? Can you treat, again? I'm not talking about if it's a negative person, or everybody who build a company is care for that company with cotton, right? We're thinking about it all day long. Do you think if there is a creator that creates this world, created this world, because this world was created, whatever it is you want to call it, right? It's still involved every single day in your life. Every single day. Like think about you. You create a company. You don't just throw it, right? Every day you engage. What's going on? What's going on with the department? What's going on with the taxes? What's going on with with accounting? What's going on with the supply? All the stuff. You're busy all day long with this. Thinking about it, taking care of it. That's how the creator that created you. It doesn't leave you. The only problem is that you don't know how to use it. So first of all, open your heart, open the love to whatever you want to call it, but that you have to create to your sender who created you. Whatever it is that you think it's an alien, whatever. It's the part that people think they're all alone working here. No, you are with the creator. So that is what you want to establish in Passover, my friend. Start love the creator that is within you. So we share the wine, we share the matzah, we share the plate, we share the event, the cosmic opportunity. Another few things to remember. And we have a few more minutes. Another few more things that's important to remember. In the plate, as I said before, there's matzah. There is a shank bone, like a bone that is burned, actually, is the reason for that. There's an egg. I think I spoke about it last week. Egg in that, again, this is just you looking at that. You don't do anything with that, right? The egg, you're looking at. Why? You activate. What is egg in that night? What's the connection? Egg. People don't even think to ask the question, right? All kind of silly reason people coming up with. The egg represent in Aramaic, egg is bi'ah. Bi'ah is desire. Desire. So the egg has to be there to activate how much desire do you have. That's what it is. So any other time of the year, the egg is great for omelette, for protein, for stuff like that. One night of the year, the egg is being charged by the creator. It's actually the entire creation of an egg was for that moment. Take parsley. Parsley, we're dipping in a little bit salt, right? It's called karpas, right? What does it mean? It's a code. It's a code for parech, which is when you work, when you are slave. All level of slavery that you have, slavery to your ego, slavery to your body, slavery to your beauty, to the fame, slavery to the money, right? Slavery to approval. Many people are slave for approval. It's slavery beyond. Do you like me? Yeah. Wow, thank you. Right? Am I doing okay? Wow, thank you so much. Right? Am I a good person? Yes, you're a good person. Wow, thank you. I needed that. That's slavery, my friend. So that's night. That parsley, you dip it in the water and salt. It's supposedly, that people, is taking you out of slavery. Obviously, that doesn't take you out of slavery. It's charged with the ability to give you the strength or be a channel for you at that night. It's like, I watched this alien, I shared a few weeks ago, history channel. I forgot the name of the whatever. But randomly, someone found in an island on the soil a specific material. I forgot the word of that, and it's supposedly to bring immortality, like something or a spice or a fruit of sort, right? You eat this, immortality, right? Yeah, it's going to be like that. We're going to eliminate death. How? When you eat the Maro, there is a bitter herb that we're eating, like a horseradish, and they grind it, and it's so spicy. It's not even spicy. You know what horseradish, right? You can't even eat it. You can't even put it in your mouth. And supposedly, obviously, the word maror is horseradish, right? Is what we're eating. It's the same numerical value as the word mavet, which is death. So, because when you eat it, it's almost like you're dying. But the Kabbalah says, no, we're not just supposed to eat it. We're supposed to chew it to the ground, chew it until the death energy is being removed, meaning it's no longer spicy like it was, or bitter, or as aggressive anymore. That's the goal, and that's in that night. So yes, so what? Whoever did it never died? No, it's all a combination of everything. As I said before, if somebody is more interested to remove any slavery in his life, they recognize, wow, I'm slave to my work, I'm slave to my money, I'm slave to this, I'm slave to this, right? I'm done with this. That parsley in that night can help. But if a person just eat it and then continue his life the same way after, nothing changed. Okay, so remember, that horseradish in that night to remove death. That parsley to freedom of all slavery that we have of different sort. The egg, you're looking at the egg, you're connecting to what we call, right, the energy of this desire, activation of your desire. So everything there in the event, it's like a computer program, right? That it has to be one lead to another. And that's what's happening in that night. Let me just see that I didn't skip anything. I mean, I skipped many things. Just for our class, yes. Another last thing, and we'll finish with that. There is an energy in that night that each one of us would love to activate. And the energy called Shover Uvokea. It's called, it doesn't make a difference right now, don't worry about it. It's called Malhot, meaning the lowest level of the highest world that we can achieve is being revealed in Passover. So for example, when the Israelites went out of Egypt, there were many people there that are not deserved. They were not in the level, or they were not as spiritual, right? But the energy did not really care of these few people who are not deserved, or these people with their ego, these people, no. And this is something that we all need to have as a quality. That how many of us give without calculation? How many of us give love without calculation? How many of us, doing something, anything, without too much calculation? Just do. How many times? Very, very few. Most of us are very calculative, and is it work my schedule? Is it this, that? Unless it's something that is outrageous opportunity, you jump and you do, right? When was the last time you cross, right, a barrier or any limitation that you have? This is what Passover is well dealing with. Breaking through all limitation. Breaking through, even though I'm not there yet, but I can break through. So you have to really remember, can I smile without calculation? Can I love without calculation? Can I give without calculating too much? Well, how many times can I see a fence and I cross that, right? Most of us, if there's a border, we can't. So what? Push the borders. Push the borders more. Most of us are very much politically correct, which is sometimes nice, but not for Passover. You want to decide to become a person who break any patterns that you have, any smaller belief system, any limitation that the world is bring to them. Anything. This is the last idea. Thank you for joining us. I want to wish you a beautiful Passover, whether you connected or didn't do anything, even just study that, even just understanding that in that night, Wednesday night, from after sundown, like around 8, 7, wherever you are, and until the whole, probably around after 1:30, that's the energy that we want to be focused on that. If you have where to be, if you don't have where to be, if you want to celebrate, please let us know or ask somebody, join, and that's it. So please enjoy your evening. Thank you for joining us.